This is the Mobile Home Minute Podcast with your host, Mark Kaiser. Episode 1. What is a mobile home? Well, hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Mobile Home Minute. I'm your host, Mark Kaiser, and we are going to dive into everything about mobile homes on this podcast here today, going over exactly what a mobile home is, what it is not, and to see if this is exactly what you're looking for when it's time to purchase your next home. Now, folks, our goal for this episode and all the other episodes is to give you the straight up, no BS, once over on mobile homes. Because honestly, I believe the majority of the information out in the industry is either tremendously outdated, frankly non-existent, or in all honesty, it's completely wrong. I feel it's our duty here to give you the most upfront information so that you are the most informed individual when it comes to buying your next mobile home. Now, before we get started, we do want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and tuning into our podcast here at the Mobile Home Minute. If you're new to our content, thank you so much. Welcome aboard to this journey in mobile homes. But we'd ask you to do one favor. If you're watching the video here and you're listening to our podcast on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel in the lower right-hand corner. If you're listening to our podcast in your earbuds or going to work, we really appreciate you listening to it. Go ahead and follow the show and make sure that you come back on for all of the additional episodes that we have coming up here, because I'm excited about the content, I'm excited about this project, and I'm thrilled to have everybody on this journey as we go along. So with that being said, let's jump into this week's episode of the Mobile Home Minute and go over exactly what a mobile home is, which is a fair question, right? Because that's what we're talking about here, and a lot of folks don't understand exactly what a mobile home is when we talk about that. So I've got a couple of points that I want to go through here with you today, and in no specific order, so you have a better idea of exactly what a mobile home is. So you first got to understand what the definition is. Okay, so mobile homes themselves. Okay, mobile homes are manufactured homes. Depends what term you want to use. You know, you say tomato, I say tomato. It's kind of your call on it. They're always going to be built in a factory. Okay, so these homes are not built out in the field like you would with a single family home. Okay, so they're built in a factory. It's literally like an assembly line factory. The materials that are used are going to be very similar to that of a single family home. They're going to be housed in a warehouse, and none of the materials are ever going to be exposed to the elements like you will have with a single family home that you see driving down the road. So how available are mobile homes? Well, they're everywhere. As I'm sure you notice, all you have to do is just drive down the street in just about any city or any town in America, and you're going to see them. If you see them all the time, it's because there's over 6.7 million mobile homes out in the United States, which accounts for about 6%, just a little bit more than 6% of the entire housing market in the United States. Now, if you believe that's crazy, manufactured homes, they actually account for 9%, almost 10%, just 9% of all new home starts each year. Okay, so you're talking about a tremendous amount of housing. If you live by or if you've driven by any type of mobile home parks, well, I'm not surprised because there's over 43,000 parks nationwide that have over 4 million homes within them. Okay, now all this information is coming directly from the Manufactured Housing Institute. And it's just phenomenal when you talk about how many homes there actually are out there that are manufactured homes. Your top states are going to be Texas, North Carolina, and Florida. Okay, the Sunshine State there coming in number 3 on the most popular states for mobile homes. So the next question, the next point we want to go over is affordability, right? Because people always talk about mobile homes, manufactured homes, as are they affordable? Well, the direct answer is yes. Okay, so your average price of a new home, whether it's a single wide, double wide, or a triple wide, if you take them all into consideration, the average amount, you're looking at just over $100,000 for a brand new home. Okay, $106,000 as of the time of this recording. Now, if you compare that to a brand new stick and brick homes, over $400,000. Okay, so you're looking at about a quarter of the cost. Okay. And that's obviously a huge difference, especially now, right? So you're looking at quarter of the cost. So the conversation always gets asked about is, well, if they are a quarter of the cost, right? It's going to lead us to our next point. It's because they're cheap, right? They're throwaway homes. They're not going to last, etc. Well, again, that's just not true. That's actually not true. Okay, the vast majority of these homes manufactured homes and single family homes, they use the same type of material, right? The wood, the insulation, the countertops, all that good stuff. Now, the cost difference is because it's built in a factory, number one. Number two, you're not having the waste that you would normally have in a single family home, right? With the 2x4 not working here, or the guy, messing up this or messing up that because there's snow or there's ice, there's a hurricane, etc. We have to throw this entire load of lumber away. It doesn't exist, right? Because all the products they're using with these homes are protected by the elements, number one. Number two, manufactured home builders, they buy those products, the countertops, the insulation, they buy them at a huge discount simply because they're buying so much at one time, because they're warehousing them, right? They're warehousing them. So you're buying the same type of home, but it's built on a factory assembly line. And the manufactured home builders, whether it's Clayton or somebody else, they're buying everything at a discount because they're buying so much at a time. So when you're talking about that, the next one is going to also be with the durability. How long do these homes last? Well, it's like a set of car tires, right? Your mileage is going to vary depending on how well you take care of the car tires. I know that's a silly example, but it's the truth with anything. Manufactured homes or your single family homes, the same deal. So it's all going to be based on the basic maintenance. Okay, so if you take care of the house, you do the maintenance, you're not super hard on it, it's going to last. It's going to last for decades on end with no problem. Next point we want to talk about is understanding if a mobile home is right for you. Well, that comes down to what your goal is when it comes to housing. Okay, if you're looking to own a home and be a homeowner, then manufactured homes are going to be the shoe-in to be able to do that very quickly and definitely on an economic scale. Another way to still even make this even more affordable is to buy a pre-owned home. Okay, so if you go to a mobile home dealer where they got like a dealer lot and all that kind of stuff, they got the nice homes in the front, kind of thing. Go to the back, they're going to have the pre-owned homes. Okay, that sounds kind of silly, kind of sounds like a car lot because it kind of is. And you can buy a ton of pre-owned homes at a fraction of the price. And we're not talking junkers, guys. We're not talking bangers that are falling apart. We're talking, 5, 6, 10-year-old homes that might need a little bit of TLC, but they got traded in. Maybe there was a deal where the dealer bought it from the owner. Whatever the situation is, you can definitely save a ton of money by buying a pre-existing one. That's for sure. And then you also have to understand, where are you going to put the home? That's the next part, right? We're going to talk about that in the upcoming episodes, because you can buy the mobile home, you can put it on your own land, like out in the country, okay? On like acreage and stuff like that. You can put it in a park where you're paying lot rent, or you can put it in a park where you're owning the house and you pay an HOA. So you just kind of have to decide if it's right for you from an economic standpoint, and you want to check that box, great. But then the fun part is you get to decide where you're going to put it. Are you going to live out in the country, put it in a park, or how are you going to do it there? So that's the basics, the bare bones basics. And that was really the goal of today's episode here on what is a mobile home, to give you the basic rundown of what exactly it is. And then what we'll do here in the next couple episodes is we're going to build off that, so you get a better idea of exactly what a mobile home is and how the whole industry works before we start getting into specific topics. My theory on this is to give you a broad base and a very good basic understanding of the industry, what the product is, and how it can help you or somebody that before we start diving deep into interviews and this and that, and we start going to kind of next level stuff within the industry. So with that being said, we really appreciate you tuning in to the episode 1 of the Mobile Home Minute. Folks, my name is Mark Kaiser. I'll be your host throughout this podcast series. And remember to join the community in the lower right-hand corner. If you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to it in your earbuds, hanging out at work, we certainly appreciate that. Make sure you follow the show and check on back for additional episodes, as they will be coming up fast and furious. I'm having a ton of fun with this. I'm so thankful you're on the journey with us. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.